What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Locker Room Talk with Chris and Michael. We are back with yet another episode this week. What's going on, man? How you doing?
Good, Chris. How's it going, man?
Been crazy, man. There's a lot of sports going on right now, especially in the soccer world. Been
Man,
loving it.
it's everywhere. Soccer world, basketball. You know, even the baseball talks it's starting to heat up.
Yeah, getting too close to
Um,
that time.
some NFL talk starting to trickle up again. Exciting, man. A great week if you're a sports fan.
Yes, sir. Let's get straight into it. You ready?
Let's do it.
All right. So our first topic will be in the baseball world. This is per request from one of our faithful listeners.
Hmm.
So this topic is involving payroll. So
Okay.
as many of our viewers and our listeners know, the Dodgers have been the highest payroll in baseball for, I think this is the second consecutive year.
Okay.
Um, so the person who requested this, I won't name any names, is saying that is why the Dodgers have had the success that they've had, and this past 7-8 years, and
Uh
that's the
huh.
reason why they won this past World Series. So let me spit some numbers here. So
Okay.
to put into perspective, the 26-man payroll for last year was a little almost 216 million for the
Okay.
Dodgers.
Okay.
Coming in second is the Yankees, which is about 143 million,
Hmm.
and rounding out the top five is the Philadelphia Phillies at roughly 141 million.
Okay.
So, do you think that this payroll, specifically, I guess, for the Dodgers, has something to do with their success?
Well, I think if you have the money, you can get the top notch players. So I guess I'm gonna go with yes. If you have enough money to buy these good players, then you should be successful. Uh, you know, it's funny. I didn't know the Dodgers were number. I thought the Yankees were number one. To be honest,
Right.
I thought the Yankees were number one, but the Yankees is a different story because they have splashed cash and their success rate has not been there in the last couple of years.
Mm-hmm.
As compared to the Dodgers, they have took out the wallet, signed some checks, get some players in, and it's like it's paid off at a quicker rate.
Right.
So I'm gonna say yeah. The higher the payroll, um, the more success you're gonna have, unless you have like those occasional, uh, what is the word I'm looking for? You know, some weird, odd cases where you have a team like the Tampa Bay Rays, right, who are not known for spending a lot of money, and they somehow get there to the World Series. Because I think the Dodgers beat the Rays, right,
Right.
last year.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to say it does. Um, I'm not 100% sure how many players have came up through the ranks of the Dodgers. The number amount of players I don't know. But I think it's a good thing, if you do good, it's like if I'm the boss, and I'm making a lot of money, you're making me a lot of money. If you do good, I'll pay you more,
Right.
so I'm going to say, yes, it does play into effect the success because with the money, you can bring in a good player. That's what I'm saying.
So do you? Okay. With that being said, just to further your knowledge, do you think that it matters? That the Dodgers are not trading for these players; they're either drafting or signing free agents.
I don't think it affects. It should affect. I
Because
mean, for a Dodger fan, does it matter if you trade or just buy one, sign one right off the bat?
I mean, I feel like no, not necessarily, but for the person who made this argument or is making this argument, or like just for any other person, that may agree with the statement that the Dodgers payroll is why they won. My kind of argument to that would be that, like I said, we're not trading and taking on these huge, massive contracts, for every single player on the roster. We're either,
Hmm.
they're drafting them and they spend their, few years in the minor leagues, and when they're ready, we bring them up and they
Right.
have success, in the majors too, or we are assigning them as free agents, where anyone has a chance to sign them.
Right.
So like I just for example, like they're playing right now against the Giants,
Right.
and I pulled up their lineup, their starting lineup today. So obviously we have Mookie Betts, who we did trade for him, which I
Mm-hmm.
mean, 12-year, 365 million. That that speaks volumes.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, like Max Muncy, he was lastly with the A's, wasn't
Right.
doing so well, and then he was playing in Mexico, didn't work out.
No way.
Yeah, playing in Mexico didn't work out. Dodgers, had him for a workout and said like, hey, we think that if we make some tweaks to your swing, you could have a
Yeah.
lot more success. He was on board.
Okay.
We brought him on, and he's one of the hottest hitters in baseball now.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I'm watching. Yeah. I can see it.
And then like Justin Turner, same thing. Wasn't drafted by the Dodgers. Spent some time in the Mets. Was just kind of like a rotational player. Dodgers
Mm-hmm.
took him in, said, we could teach you a few things. He's one of the best third basemen in the league now.
Right. Right.
You
Right.
know, he Bellinger was drafted. Will Smith, who's our catcher, was drafted. Chris Taylor was another free agent
Mm-hmm.
acquisition from the Marlins, where he was having no success.
Right.
And then Gavin Lux, he's our second baseman. We drafted him.
Okay.
AJ Pollock, he was another free agent who was actually pretty good in Arizona in the Diamondbacks. And he was a free agent. He chose to sign with us. But I will say that one's kind of like canceled out because I don't think he does as good with us that he did in Arizona. I felt like he came to the Dodgers, he kind of flopped.
Right.
He like dropped off.
Okay.
And then
Okay.
we also have our starting pitcher tonight is Walker Buehler, who was also drafted.
Okay.
So I just feel like, what is the argument of like, oh, you only win because your payroll? Like, yeah, we do have one of the best payrolls, but it's because we are either drafting and developing or signing and developing these players, and making the necessary changes to their game. And with those changes, they prove themselves,
Ah. Okay.
and
I see.
they earn that contract.
Right.
So
That's
they're
right.
earning that money.
Exactly.
And I
Okay.
feel
I
like
see.
with Dodgers is like kind of like the Yankees too, where they're gonna have that kind of money for the next 25 years, bro.
Right.
It doesn't matter how good they are; they'll probably have the highest payrolls in baseball.
Got it. Got it. Okay. So this. So your argument here is, hey, we've trained these guys from some. We've trained them from zero to here. Here they are. They earn that money. Or the free agent is like, hey, they could have gone anywhere, but we decided to go after them, and they decided to come with us.
Yeah, they chose to come here for a reason.
So I'm seeing this success, and I'm kind of just I'm seeing it as also in Golden State Warrior way, where you have these players where they were drafted,
Mm-hmm.
Draymond, Clay, and Steph, who earned their money. They earned their money,
Right.
and then you have someone who's like Kevin Durant, who's a free agent. He can go anywhere,
Mm-hmm.
but decided to go to the Warriors.
Right.
So to bring it back to baseball, I'm gonna bring it back. Maybe you guys just have really good coaches, really good organization.
Yeah, we have a really good farm system.
Yeah, the farm system. I've talked to you before. I'm not 100% known on this baseball topic or sport. I like to see it. I'm not fully, I don't know much about it. But now that you bring it down, dumb it down in a way for me so I can understand it. I'm like, well, you guys just have a really good, development,
Right.
and these players. At the time, maybe when it's time for payday, they can maybe go somewhere else, but they don't want to because you're going to pay them.
Mm-hmm.
So I think with hard work and the training, you earn that money, and it reflects on the diamond, right? Like
Right.
they produce. It's like, hey, I earned this money. Let me give it back to the organization by winning the championship.
Yeah, like I feel like from where this comment was coming from, it was just like as if the Dodgers are like, okay, we got all this money, like let me get Mookie Betts, but also let me get Garrett Cole and let me get freaking Aaron Judge. Like, no, it's not just like, oh, we got money, we're taking your talent from you. It's just
No,
we're either drafting it and evolving it, or it's because they want to come here because they know what we can do.
that's right. That's right. Interesting.
So,
And
go ahead.
so what is so they were this person was saying that, oh, you guys are winning because you guys are taking all this talent from other players,
Yeah. They're
but it's
saying
not
that
true.
because of the payroll, and they're like, "Oh, well, you only won last year because you had the highest payroll in baseball."
No, I don't know. I don't think so. Now that you broke it down, and most of your players came up from your
The
minor
minor
leagues.
league,
You
yep.
guys drafted them. It's hard to say like, oh, compared to the Yankees. The Yankees are a team who will go out and steal your talent.
Right.
I feel like the Yankees. I like the Yankees. And
The
I
Yankees,
feel
the
like
Red Sox.
I like the Yankees, Red Sox, especially the Red Sox, the Cardinals, stuff like those. I like the Yankees, but I feel like the Yankees are kind of like bullies, bro, and they know what teams to target.
Mm-hmm.
I like the A's too, like, and that's like number one clientele.
Yeah.
The A's produce really good baseball players, and the Yankees are gonna be like, let's go shopping, and they go and they rank up and they take up all these good players from the A's, and it's historical, bro. It's not just recent,
Mm-hmm.
it's historical. It goes back to like my time, maybe when they took like Jason Giambi. Um, did Chavez? Did he play for the Yankees also?
Yeah, I want to say yeah.
Yeah. So though these like key, Yankee players. There was a pitcher also, Sonny Gray, I think,
Mm-hmm.
was really good with the A's, and then the Yankees came and swooped them up.
Yep.
There's been a couple, man. There's probably been a couple, and there. Oh, I think Matt Damon. No, no, Matt. That's the actor.
Uh,
Johnny Damon.
Johnny Damon.
Was it? I think Johnny Damon was also with the A's.
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken, he was also with
Yep.
the A's,
Yep.
and then he went with the Yankees. I
Mm-hmm.
think he was with the A's.
Yep.
I could
Yeah.
be wrong.
Yeah. Yeah. It was. It was Eric Chavez too, right?
Yeah,
Because I want to say because I know Eric Chavez played with the Diamondbacks too, but I think he went from the A's to the
the
Yankees.
Yankees. Yeah. So that's different as compared to how you're saying it. How the Dodgers are like, hey, we draft these guys. They stick with us. They could go somewhere else, but they want to stick with us. They don't develop their swing, develop their catching, their all types of techniques. And then when it's time to like perform, they perform. And then you guys were like, all right, man, it's like a promotion. You earned it.
Right.
We're gonna give you this big paycheck, even though the Giants, want to pay you this, but hey, we want to keep you here, and we want to pay you this.
And in terms of the Giants too, it's like with the years that they won their 3 and 6 years, they
Hmm.
had a lot of homegrown players too, and Joe Panic and Buster Posey, those guys came up through their farm system.
Right,
I just feel like
Crawford, yeah.
as a Giants fan or like anyone in general, you should see this this relation and be like, okay, bro, that's just not a valid take.
It's not now that I'm looking at it, and I'm like, okay, it's not a valid take. I would understand if it's like, you know, I would understand if you guys are like, all
Hey,
right,
like
we'll give you Max Muncy and some minor league players for Aaron Judge and some cash.
yeah, exactly. That's
I
just a
would I
steal. It's highway
That's a steal.
robbery.
Yeah, that's a steal. As compared to like, okay, Judge has completed his 10-year contract.
Mm-hmm.
Now he can go anywhere he wants. He's gonna test the market. He's gonna check out LA, and LA is gonna be like, hey man, you come here. Hey, here's
Hollywood, bright lights, you got
yeah.
money.
And it's also a good, like you said, it's a good destination. Sunny weather,
Mm-hmm.
um, you know, really good fan base. Um, there's a lot of factors that go into maybe someone signing with a free agent. It's not just about the cash.
Right, right. And like also to put like payroll into perspective, jump just these numbers again. So Dodgers and Yankees have, they've been up there making the playoffs for a while. But you also got here sitting at number three is the New York Mets, who have not done anything in who knows how long, you know?
That organization, I think, they need. I don't know, man. I don't know what it could be. I feel like that could go up to even management.
Yeah.
Because what is what is it? There are two teams in the same city. Why is this team more successful than this team? I get it. At the beginning, this team had a lot more money. But now that you're saying that these guys are like up there too, like what's preventing them? But I think the Mets are first in their division. No?
Yeah, they're doing good right now.
Yeah. So maybe this revolution is coming for the Mets, and they're gonna try to fight for that, power position. Now they have a chance to, go up because I think they were in the World Series not that long ago.
The Mets? No, it's been a while.
No,
Yeah, it's been a while.
they didn't lose to the Royals.
The Mets? No.
No,
Uh
or they were close, and it was probably the Cubs or something. I don't know.
um also how you said like why is there one team and the Yankees doing good and the Mets not is it's like the Lakers and the Clippers, dude.
Yeah,
Look at the success stories.
and it's
Lakers tied for the most championships in the NBA, and the Yankees have the most championships in the major leagues.
that's true. That's true. So it's like I think it comes with because I think the Mets also got a new owner.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah, it's
They,
been
they, they got a new owner, so new ownership is a new change.
Mm-hmm.
and that comes a lot with now you want let's compare it to basketball. The Clippers, new owner, now they're having a little more success. It's taking time, but they're having
Yeah.
a little more success. Maybe now with the new owner with the Mets, they're kind of being successful now, and maybe they're gonna get into the postseason.
Yeah. And then in terms of ownership too, look at the Clippers. You know, they're it's taking a while to get there, and under the last ownership, they couldn't get there. You got
Mm-hmm.
the new owner, and they still last year couldn't get through it in the bubble. You know what I mean?
So it's man, I think it's just gonna take time. I mean, we're gonna see what happens now, and we'll get to Clipper talk to see how they, maybe this is their year. They have a comeback in them, but um, just to bring it back to the Mets, I feel like who knows
Right.
how far who knows how far they can get this year.
Exactly.
Um,
Um, yeah. So I feel like the argument is settled, and case closed. Payroll is not affecting the Dodgers. I feel like that payroll can affect in any sport really, where like
mhm,
we talked about, where they can just go out and get this guy and this guy and this guy, and they're winning, and it's just unfair.
right.
But yeah, I think for this case, Dodgers are not affected by the payroll.
Yeah, I don't think so. I'm trying to find a definitive factor where like, oh man, these guys are just going there and stealing
Yeah,
players, for a box of Cracker Jacks, you know, they're they're highway robbery, they're highway robbering these other small clubs for their great players. But like you broke it down, and I don't see it. If they're coming on free agents, they're not really stealing,
right.
or all your younger players, they're deciding to stay with you and just deciding to give them a paycheck.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, nothing wrong with that.
Yes, sir. So case closed. Dodgers not affected by the payroll. All right, man. Let's talk some soccer, man. So first up, we got Copa America, which I will admit I'm kind of in and out. I'm more focused on the Euro right now. That's got
Right,
all my attention. But Copa America has been kind of staying updated. In both tournaments, we are down to the final eight.
right.
We are in the quarterfinals. So starting with the Copa America, let's go ahead and just go over like matchups real quick and just give brief prediction. So first up, we have Peru and Paraguay. So who do you got making it out there?
Man, I'll go quick. I think a team to look out for is damn man. Those are two potential teams that could be sleepers. But I'm gonna go with Peru.
Mm-hmm.
I think Peru has some good players. They have some players playing in Europe. They're surprising. I think they were finalists the last Copa America. I think
Yeah.
they made it all the way to the final. So maybe they won't get to the final this year, but I think they get past Paraguay on this first game.
Yeah, I'm on board too. Like you said, they do have some players who are playing in Europe. They don't really have any like big names, catchy names
Mm-hmm.
like household names, but they play with heart, man. And I
They
feel
do.
like that's what every year, every tournament, every game they're putting it out there on the line. So I feel like that gives them the edge right there. So I'm gonna go
That's right.
Peru as well. Um, Next up is a tough one, dude. We have Brazil versus Chile. What do you
This one's
got?
tough. This one's tough because I think you picked Chile as one of your
Sleepers.
sleepers. So I mean, it's
But
tough, man.
I also picked Brazil for my favorite.
I know. I could say Brazil, but Chile has a habit of spoiling parties, bro.
Mm-hmm.
And I know as a neutral, maybe you want the underdog to win, Chile. But I don't know, man. Brazil at home, even with no fans, but they're still like they know they're at home.
Right.
I just don't see them losing to Chile. But Chile can spoil the party, bro. Don't get me
Mm-hmm.
wrong. But I'm gonna take Brazil here, advance to the semifinal.
Yeah, I got Brazil too, and simple as said, bro, is the home field advantage. You in
Hmm.
your backyard, like you said, it doesn't matter if there's no fans or not. It's the comfort of sleeping in your own bed, and
Right.
doing being at home and being familiar with the territory, locker
Hmm.
rooms and stuff like that. So Brazil, but I will say, like you just mentioned, I will not be surprised if Chile pulls off the upset.
That's right. That's right.
Next one, we got Uruguay versus Colombia. Man, I feel like for me, this is kind of Uruguay. Like you said, Colombia is, they are kind of on the way out. They've been surprising for the tournament with no new talent, but I don't see them getting past this round right here.
No, same. I don't. I stand by what I said in the couple previous episodes about Colombia being the upset of the tournament, and I think this is as far as they get. I did pick Uruguay as my sleeper, and I'm gonna stick by that. Also, I think Colombia hasn't performed to a way that I thought they were gonna. I mean, they tied Venezuela, bro.
Yeah, exactly.
They tied Venezuela, and then they had that momentum against Brazil, and then they lost it in the last minute in extra time. Um, I don't see it. I think Uruguay's experienced players are gonna pull through in this one to get into the semifinal.
Right. Last one, Argentina versus Ecuador. I mean, I feel like for me, it's you got Leo Messi. That already gives you a huge advantage. And I mean,
Mm-hmm.
Ecuador, it could become up as a potential sleeper as well, but I just feel like with the amount of talent that Argentina has, and like I said, with Messi at your disposal,
Yeah.
and he could just go off at any second, it's hard to pick against them for me right now.
Yeah, I'm gonna just because it's still it's the quarters, and I feel like okay, it's hard to pick against Argentina right now. Like you said, when you have Messi, it's hard to pick against. Maybe Ecuador can surprise. I think Ecuador and Chile have that type of spoiling party atmosphere, but I don't think they'll have what's enough to get past Argentina in this game. But we'll talk about it when Argentina, if they make it to the semifinal.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, Messi and don't forget Kun Agüero too
Yeah, there's
up
that.
top. That's a dangerous duo right there. So it's for me, yeah, like I said, it's hard to pick against Argentina right now.
That's right.
So yeah, that pretty much I think wraps up our quarterfinal segment
Hmm.
for the Copa America. Let's jump ship to the Euros. So
That's right.
this one has been for me, I think a little bit more fun to watch. Especially these last 2 days, especially dude on Monday, dude. Those games, insane, dude.
I mean, if we compare it to the Copa America, it's night and day, bro.
Yeah,
It's like the Euro is like up here, quality wise, level wise, and then Copa America is like I tune in, but I'm like not really engaged.
yeah,
Maybe it's because of the fans.
yeah. It could be it.
It could be the fans, but it's also the level of talent, bro,
Yeah,
and
I was gonna
and
say
that's
it's a lot of
the
household names that
skill.
we know.
Yeah, the level of skill that is just we're seeing it. I mean, I'm all for like as a neutral, I'm all for the upsets.
My favorite went out in a shocking way yesterday.
Yeah,
France.
how do you feel about yeah, I mean, let's both talk about like I know you picked France to win and I picked Portugal to win. How do you feel about France uh overall performance in the tournament?
I mean, I feel like it was a bit disappointing at times, but yesterday I feel like they really turned the corner, and they were up 3-1, and I was like, okay, they got it in the bag. They're having fun. The one that Pogba sent to the corner, he bent it in and just hit the post. I was like,
Oof.
okay, they're just having fun now, dude. I was
Right.
like, they got this. This is the France. This is like their wake up call to realize, everyone's gunning for us.
Hmm.
And boom, the Switzerland did not take their foot off the gas, dude.
It was. I mean, I was kind of disappointed in the way they play because the talent's there, bro. I think overall the squad wise, they probably have the most talented players,
Right.
per position. And I saw it. I'm like, and when I started turning on the red alarms, the red flags is when they tied against Hungary in the second game of their
Yes.
group stage. Well, after I saw that game, I was impressed again when they beat Germany because they really just isolated Germany. But when they played Hungary, I'm like, bro, you couldn't beat Hungary. Like Hungary's not even in the top 15.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and you're number one in the world, and you're the defending World Cup champion. So it's kind of like, oh, red flag here, whatever. I'm like, time to look at it. And then they played Portugal, and they were down, and then they were up, and then they tied again. They tied again. I'm like, okay. I wasn't really convinced. I think Mbappe had one of his worst tournaments
Yeah.
ever. He went scoreless, didn't score a goal. And I just didn't like how they played, bro. Like they played the same way they played in the World Cup. It's like, okay, we're gonna counter because
Mm-hmm.
we know we can counter with the speed. But it's like you're up 3-1. Why not just go for the kill? You're up three
Exactly.
one. Just score more goals.
Mm-hmm.
You play when you're up 3-1. You take out Griezmann and you play a bit more defense. They put Rabiot in defense, bro. I'm like,
Yeah.
bro,
I'm
don't
not a
even get me
fan of him,
start.
bro,
Don't
at
even get me
all.
started.
Yeah.
Don't even get me started, bro. They played him in defense, and they kind of invited Switzerland to like, all right, bro, come on, we can beat you anytime, but just come and Switzerland, bro. They didn't go easy. They kudos to them, bro. To be honest.
Yeah, dude. They got killed. And one thing we both touched on, in the previous episode when we talked about, this tournament, it was the how suspect France's defense was going to be. And I feel like it
Yeah,
showed yesterday, dude. They were just getting, outpaced, and they could not, defend, in their defensive third with those crosses and everything. They were getting absolutely killed, dude. And I
they
feel
were
like
getting killed.
there's no excuse for that. When you have that, that type of talent, and you're attacking third, you got to represent the defensive side of the ball, and really show why you are the powerhouse of the world. And
Right.
they let me down. I feel like that was huge disappointment. I mean, yeah, don't get me wrong, Portugal too, but France, dude, that shit was like, I'm not even fucking French, and that was a heartbreak for me, dude.
Against Switzerland, that was daunting. That was shocking.
And Mbappe with the miss, dude, at the end, the
Oof.
PK. I was like, you could tell, like, as soon as they panned the camera to his face, bro, he was sweating bullets. He was just
He
like all
didn't know
scared.
he didn't know they were gonna go all the way to five.
Mm-hmm.
I felt like he thought that Switzerland's gonna miss or Lloris is gonna stop, but no, man, they finished. Kudos to them, and just that they're out. Just same as Portugal.
Yes, sir.
Portugal played a good team. And I think honestly, bro, I think the Portugal game, Belgium, one of the quarterfinalists without Kevin De Bruyne, I don't see them. I don't see the power. When I saw them
Mm-hmm.
play, when De Bruyne went out and got injured, oh my bro, Portugal was just unloading everything, but they just couldn't get it in the goal.
Yeah,
So unfortunate. It's gonna be interesting to see how Belgium comes out on Friday against Italy, which is gonna be a really good game, I think.
crazy game. Right before that one, though, so in the morning we have Switzerland, who took out France, versus Spain, who they came back and had that gritty win against Croatia. So who do you see coming out of that matchup?
That's gonna be a game because I said Spain was gonna be one of the upset for me,
Yeah, the
and
disappointing ones, huh?
up to the last game of the group stage, they were gonna be the most disappointing team.
Mm-hmm.
Um, you know, but two, what is it? 10 goals in 10 goals, yeah, 10 goals in 2 games. With players that I didn't even know existed.
Exactly.
Is shocking. But they're also very sus because you're up 3-1 and you let Croatia come back.
Mm-hmm.
You know, now,
I mean, don't get me wrong, Croatia, World Cup final,
oh yeah,
but
but and it's crazy because Croatia almost had one at the beginning of extra time to make it 4-3.
mm-hmm.
They had the momentum. Um, but I mean, Spain is going to be tough, man. I think Spain can get past Switzerland, just because of the talent wise and the name wise. But that we also thought that about France. So
Exactly.
I don't want to say that Spain's going to have a cakewalk here. Um, Expect maybe and also a tight game, and maybe they can go to extra time. But overall, I think I see Spain advancing to the semifinal here.
You think so?
I think so.
I feel like that's probably the correct answer. Um, but I feel like I just like that underdogness
Oh yeah.
In Switzerland, and the way they took out France. So I think I'm gonna go here, and you got what was it? What's his name? Like Garanovich or whatever, that dude.
Oh
That fool just a hustle. But, he just all he does is hustle. So I feel like he's a game changer for them. So
no, they have their squad, bro, is just ridiculous. They have this guy on the side who let me find his name right here. I have it right
it's
here.
like a Safarovich or what?
So he's a forward. No, Steven Zuber.
Oh yeah.
He has like 5 assists in the tournament.
Mm-hmm.
So watch out for him, bro. He's gonna be my X factor. And if he can get past the back of the Spain defense, man, and he can cross it in, I can see him doing some damage in that Spain game.
Who's very suspect. That Spain defense is very suspect right
Very
there.
suspect.
You also have what's his name, Unai Simon, who's
He's also very sus. I don't know,
yeah,
man.
yeah. You got the hair on the bench. I don't know
I
what's
mean, you
going
saw
on
the goal. You
Spain.
saw the goal that the own goal. Maybe not his fault, but partially his fault.
The inner goalkeeper came into me when I saw that happen. I'm like, that's why, dude. There was no reason to put that pass in the air at
No.
all. When you got the goal behind him, but granted, he should be stopping that too.
Yeah,
And
I mean,
I'm like, so I saw both sides, but at the end of the day, bro, it's his fault.
and
He
there
had
was no
no one in the radius of him, bro.
right. There was no pressure. There was no
Yep.
pressure. Just stop it.
I feel like he was already looking at field as to where he was going to pass, but
That's true.
so that one right there, I don't know. He's just sus for that. So
Those mistakes, bro, can cost you.
mm-hmm.
Maybe, like, fortunately they were able to get back from that mistake and win the game. But if that happens again, who knows? You know, maybe the opponent's not going to be as lenient as Croatia was. You know.
Yeah, and like you said, Croatia almost took the lead in extra time. So I feel like I'm just gonna roll with the punches, dude. I'm gonna go Switzerland here.
Ooh.
Hopefully that's my upset right there. Well, we'll see what happens. That's gonna be another one. We
Yeah.
got, like you said, we got Belgium and Italy. Who do you got coming out of that one?
You know, I'm gonna go with the team who's been playing strong right now. I think it's Italy. You
Yes.
know, they did go to OT. They did go to OT with Austria, but it was that they just needed to break the seal. Once they
Mhm.
broke the seal, they were just dominating and scoring. So I like Italy beating Belgium, especially if Kevin De Bruyne doesn't play. If Kevin De Bruyne doesn't play, I don't think Dres Mertens is the player to replace Kevin De Bruyne, and they're gonna have a lot of trouble moving the ball up top to Lukaku.
Yeah, agreed, man. Simple like that. I feel like Italy too is someone who you wouldn't expect. I mean, outside of their name, with
Hmm.
the players that they're putting out there, you're not picking them as your favorite to win.
Right,
So I just feel like they've been. I wouldn't necessarily say a sleeper because they've been a European giant for years, but
right,
someone who's definitely sneaky. I would say that not a
yeah.
sleeper, but they're sneaking their way up to the top. So with Immobile up top, I'm gonna go Italy here.
It could be the resurgence of Italy, bro. Like they've been, kind of garbage for the past couple of years. You know, they didn't qualify to a World Cup.
Yeah,
Maybe this is a new resurgence under Mancini, and maybe this they have a lot of young players on there.
hmm
So maybe this is just a new resurgence for them, and a new 2.0 kind of Italy for them.
yeah. So we both got Italy going forward. You got Spain. I got Switzerland.
Mm-hmm.
Next up is the Czech Republic and Denmark. What do you got?
It's going to be hard because I think you picked Denmark, no, as one of your sleepers.
Yep.
Um, Denmark's good. I feel like I don't know if it's the push of like, oh man, our player went down, and they're using that as fuel. But maybe the Czech Republic. I'm gonna go with the Czech Republic here, bro. I'm gonna go with the Czech Republic because I like what I'm seeing from Patrick Schick.
hmm
He's not a really good club player, but when he's putting on the Czech Republic jersey, bro, he's turning it on.
Yeah.
So I like what I'm seeing with the Czech Republic, and I'm gonna see this game probably can go to OT. It can go to extra time,
Yeah.
and I'm gonna pick the Czech Republic.
I think you're right. I think the Czech Republic will probably win. But just like I said, due to Denmark being my sleeper, I think they're gonna rally behind you. Like I said, Ericsson going down.
Hmm.
And then Dolberg, man, he's been playing pretty decent. I think he bagged two in the
He
last game
did.
against Wales. He's looking pretty impressive. And you got Hoiberg out there, in the middle,
That's right.
veteran presence, and your boy Casper Schmeichel out there in the net.
He's
So
solid, bro.
yeah,
He's
he's pretty
solid.
good, bro. He's really good. So I think honestly, I think the Czech Republic are going to go for it, but I'm gonna be rooting for Denmark, so I'll say
That's right.
Denmark.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
Last one of the quarters is going to be Ukraine versus England, and this is one where I said England was going to be one of the disappointments of the tournament, which I feel like honestly they have been.
They have.
Even though they're in the quarters, they're not playing the way they should be and what everyone expects them to with that plethora of talent on the roster. With that being said, you got England or Ukraine going forward out of this one?
I'm going with Ukraine, bro. Ukraine. I'm going with the Ukraines, bro, because the Ukraine played today. I'm like,
hmm
a lot of people had them down and out. They thought Sweden was just gonna roll over them, and now, bro, they won 2-1 in OT. I
Yep.
like what I'm seeing from Ukraine. They have really good players, fast pace. I don't know, man. I feel like England is a fraud right now.
Yes.
So and there's no way Sterling should be scoring these goals on people. No way, no
Dude, you're
way.
telling me.
There's no way he should be scoring goals. So and Harry Kane too, like he has been absent. Maybe he's gonna open the floodgates now with his first goal. But before this, bro, they've only scored 2 goals in the whole tournament.
Yeah.
So they're not a high octane team as what the players reflect. They have a plethora of players. Up top. I really like Grealish,
Yes.
Bellingham. They haven't even put in Sancho in.
hmm
They have Marcus Rashford. Shit, man. There's a lot of players like we said, Harry Kane. Um, Friggin' Sterling. They have a Mason Mount, dude. They have a lot of players up there,
They're stacked.
but they're not. I'm not seeing it reflected on the field, And in the midfield, they got Declan Rice, who's really good center. They got
Yeah.
the Yorkshire Pirlo in Calvin Phillips. Oh, when I heard that, bro, I felt like the Yorkshire Pirlo, and I'm like, what? Who's the
Yeah.
Yorkshire Pirlo, right? So, anyways, and then in the back, I think Pickford's playing okay. The defense is kind of sus as well, but pretty solid so far. I don't know, man. I think Ukraine can give these guys a challenge. Even though I thought Germany was going to give them a challenge,
Right.
but Germany missed a lot of shots, so I think Germany let them off the hook. But I like Ukraine here for the upset.
Yeah, me too. I feel like just as I touched on is why they would be one of the upsets is because when times like this, when they're supposed to be the favorite, they're supposed to be the giant. They flop and they let us
Wow.
down. So I feel like you said, I feel like all those names is almost like who do you play?
Yeah,
Like you only got 11 spots on the field, dude. Like I just feel like there's so much talent. It's almost like who do you sub in at what time? Just I just feel like they're going to be yet another disappointment in this Euro tournament. And like you said, dude, the Ukraine, dude, they're going crazy. And you got Andrei Yarmolenko.
yeah.
You got your boy from Man City. What's his name?
Zinchenko.
Yes, Alexander Zinchenko.
Well, she
So
scored a really nice goal today, bro. And the cross for the assist, bro, were nice ass cross. I didn't expect that from him, bro. I think I feel like Zinchenko is like he's ass, bro. Like on City, I'm like, bro, you're garbage.
yeah,
How did you make it a City, right? But now after seeing him in Ukraine, I'm like, oh, okay. I
yeah,
can
he's
see
one of those
I can
players
see
where
it.
it's like, how are you there in that high profile club? But then when they put on they suit up for their national team, it's like, oh shit, dude.
It's kind of like how I mentioned it, bro, with Patrick Schick. You never hear about him on the free in his club. He was with Roma, bro, and now he's I think with Leverkusen. Like you don't hear about him, but now with the Czech Republic, he wants to score goals all of a sudden,
Yeah.
and he's becoming this big player. So I don't know. It's going to be a good. I'm going to pick Ukraine though with a huge upset.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Ukraine too, man. So I feel hopefully they shock the world.
Yeah,
England may drop the ball on this one. That's what it's looking like likely for them to do. But we will see, man. I feel like there's 8 games between both tournaments. So
yeah,
just like I said,
and
I'm more locked in on this Euro tournament. But the
and
cup,
also England has played at home all these games,
mm-hmm.
so they have that home crowd advantage. So let's see how they play because I think they're playing in Rome, so outside of England. So let's see how they react to not playing at home.
Gonna be a tough one. So we'll definitely keep our eyes tuned on that. Before we wrap up the show for today, I had one brief topic that I wanted to touch on
Hmm.
for the NFL. So this is just something that I saw scrolling through Twitter. I want to say 2-3 days ago. What's the guy? Mayoko, the guy that reports for the Niners, the
Right,
head
Matt
reporter.
is it Matt Mayoka?
Yeah, I want to say that's Matt Mayoko.
Yeah.
Someone asked him when will Trey Lance get his shot, right?
Uh huh.
His comment is that Shanahan's purpose of drafting Lance is basically for him to, learn the system, feel comfortable, get as many reps as he needs, and as soon as he's ready, he's going in. And they said it doesn't matter if Jimmy is lights out and just lighting it up, all these touchdowns, no interceptions, undefeated. If they feel Trey is ready, Trey's going in. So I want to know how you feel about that.
I
Do you
feel
think
that's
that's like a right thing to do? Like in that situation where if Jimmy's balling, just be like, oh, thanks for getting us here, but it's time for Trey.
I don't think so. I don't think that's the right thing to do. I've always been out there to defend Jimmy. Regardless of if he would have made that pass to Sanders in the Super Bowl, I still defend Jimmy, bro. Like, unluckily he's got hurt. But if he's balling, if he's lights out, bro, if he's having like an Aaron Rodgers type of season where, we drafted his replacement and he's going off next season, I think it's a little disrespectful. It's kind of how you just a really good example I think is last season with the Dolphins. I think Fitzpatrick was
Yes.
doing really good with Miami, and then they thought, okay, Tua's ready,
Mm-hmm.
and Tua won them some games, but then he didn't win them the games they needed him to win.
Yeah, they had to pull him to put in Fitzpatrick in.
Yeah, so I don't think that's the right thing to do. And if you're hearing that, bro, if you're Jimmy, how do you react? It's like, damn, bro, I'm having a really good season. We're undefeated. Zero interceptions, all these touchdowns. All the players around me are thriving when I'm thriving, and you're gonna pull me out to put the rookie in. What
Mm-hmm.
if? What if? I think the biggest question is, what if we're undefeated and you put in Trey Lance in a game and we lose that game?
Mm-hmm.
What is the reaction after that? Do we go back to Jimmy, or are we gonna ride it out with Trey Lance? And I feel like that's gonna be bad, bro, because like then not only is it like it's gonna demoralize Trey Lance, like, oh fuck, I came in, I fucked it up. But
Mm-hmm.
the fan base, bro, we know the 49er fan base, that we don't forget.
Yeah.
We don't forget, and we don't forgive.
Right.
So it's like, hey man, look, if we're having a good time with Jimmy and we're winning, and you pull out Trey Lance, I mean, you put Jimmy and put in Trey Lance in, and we lose, best believe we're gonna be talking shit everywhere on Twitter, on everything, bro. We're gonna start booing,
Yeah.
you know. So I don't know how you feel about that. I mean, I just feel like, what's the point? I get it, bro. And if Shanahan's gonna be one of those coaches, bro, then I don't think I want him, bro. Like, I think that's super fucked up.
Yeah. I mean, I'm on board too. I feel like if Jimmy's out there, balling, like don't pull him. If you start Jimmy and Jimmy's not getting the job done, or like we're barely winning, and they feel like Trey could really take us over the top, put us over the edge and make us this, contender where
Hmm.
we're that much better. Okay, I'm all for it.
Yeah,
But not if Jimmy's out there balling. Like I feel like if I'm Jimmy and I hear this report come out, it's like why would he even go out there and try?
yeah. Why would just trade me at this point?
Yeah, because it's like if I'm gonna go out there, give it my all, win its games, like I said, potentially, undefeated or like no
Yeah.
interceptions. I mean, no interceptions is highly unlikely for Jimmy, but just saying like hypothetical, scenario. Why would I go do that if I just know you never know when it could be? It could be in practice, it could be right before the game, like, hey Jim, thanks for your service, bro. Time
That's
for
so
trade
messed
time,
up, bro.
time for trade to take over.
It's
You know what
like
I mean?
you can come off a really good game, like, oh, bro, we just beat Seattle in Seattle, and next week we're playing against the Titans or something, a really good Titans team. And sorry, bro, thank you for playing, but you're gonna ride the bench today. Trey Lance is taking over on a primetime game. Come on, man, you can't do that.
And also I feel like why I'm also like a little skeptical about it is because like we said, Trey is obviously a very good quarterback, and I feel like if this were Justin Fields, I would maybe be a little bit more okay with it.
Hmm.
But Trey Lance, barely any college experience, you know.
We just got to see it, man. I don't doubt that Trey Lance is good and maybe has what it takes, but I don't think we have the urgency to rush him on the field.
Right.
Like, if our quarterback was fucking Tony Dalton or Dalton, his name's Tony Dalton, right?
And Andy.
Andy Dalton. If our quarterback was Andy Dalton, or and put him in, bro. Just let's start
Yeah.
fresh with him. You
Yeah.
know, but I feel like Jimmy has this chip, bro. That he has this big ass chip on his shoulder, bro.
Hmm.
Everyone's talking shit about him. Everybody, bro. I bet you his own teammates, bro, are probably talking shit, but they don't tell him. You
Yeah,
know,
I'm sure
so I know he has this chip on his shoulder, so he's gonna come out and he's gonna light everything up.
he wants to prove the haters wrong.
And I feel like there's two ways that can happen, bro. There's two things that can happen. He's gonna be lights out, or he's gonna be like, you know what, fuck you guys, and he's just gonna go out there and lose games on purpose. There's
Yeah.
there's two ways. There's no in between. Either he's gonna ball out and we're gonna win games, or he's gonna just purposely like fuck it up so that we start off with like a horrible record and we don't have a shot at the playoffs. And he's gonna be like, I'm gonna collect my check and I'm out of here. So
Yeah. Or he's gonna be like, oh, I'm gonna make you lose, so you really want to
exactly,
trade me?
exactly. You know, there's two scenarios here.
I feel like one, if we got Jimmy, who is a quarterback that has been proven to take us to the promised land, the Super Bowl, and like you said, have been a few plays away from winning it, and not necessarily that it was all his fault either.
Right? It wasn't all
Um,
his fault.
so I feel like if you got that, why rush Trey into the situation? I know
What?
they've already been pushing this social media narrative, Trey to the Bay, and all this stuff, on social media, and the fan base is ready for Trey. A lot of guys are ready to get rid of Jimmy, but
I don't see it, bro.
develop him.
I want to hear. I want to hear. I want to hear. Maybe we can find somebody, also a Niner fan, who has this hatred towards Jimmy G.
Right.
I would love to hear, just their take about. All right, bro, you're a diehard Niner fan, but you shit on Jimmy G, who took us to the promised land. We haven't even, we hardly made it to the playoffs in the last, 5 years
Mm-hmm.
after, since Harbaugh, you know.
Yeah.
And then we bring Jimmy and we start winning. But now I get it. You want to start Trey Lance. We all want to see Trey Lance, but at the right, I think like at the right moment he will play. But why do you hate Jimmy G so much?
Mm-hmm.
Why do people talk so much shit about Jimmy G? If you're a fan, bro, I get it, bro. There's some players who were like, damn, though, this guy's playing really.
Yeah.
But it's because of their performance. And I feel like Jimmy G, when he's out there and he's healthy, he performs.
Mm-hmm.
So I just want to hear from them, like, you know what? Our listeners, let us know. Comment. Why do you guys hate Jimmy G? If you're a Niner fan, why do you hate Jimmy G?
Yeah. If you're a Niner fan and you're on board with Trey Lance already starting and jumping ship for over Jimmy right away, let us know why you feel that way. And I mean, maybe we could talk it out. Maybe we could kind of pick your brain a little bit. So that because that is an interesting point right there.
Right?
Why would people hate on Jimmy G after what he's done for us?
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, why hate on a guy who's took us to the Super Bowl and, like you said, it wasn't all his fault.
Mm-hmm.
Could he have made that throw? Could he have made that pass? Yeah. But also, could the defense hold Pat Mahomes on a 3-15? Yeah.
Exactly.
But
Yep.
they didn't. So it's not just Jimmy G. Just because he's in the quarterback position, I get it. He gets, all the reflections and cameras and shit talking. But
It's
yeah, I just want to hear it.
it's one of those high profile positions. So I feel like some similarities, like one in soccer, the goalkeeper, you could be the hero 1 second, you get scored on, and they're like,
Yeah,
"Fuck this guy, dude! Get him out of here." It's like he blocks 15 other shots, dude. And what about the forwards that
exactly,
are not scoring?
exactly.
Stuff
So
like that. What about the defenders that are not marking their man? And it's also like in baseball too, which I've always kind of, I mean, not really like put it out there and defended it a lot, but I feel like one thing that I've thought of is like, Kershaw got all this criticism of, oh, he's not Bumgarner. He can't, he
hmm
can't win a championship. He doesn't have what it takes. Like, I understand the criticism to a certain extent,
right,
but what about, the rest of the pitchers that were terrible, who were making the same mistakes and getting hit? What
right,
about our offense who couldn't hit the ball to save their life?
exactly.
But it's like I said, it's one of those high profile positions where the lights are on you at all times. If you're doing good, they love you. If you're down bad, they hate you.
They hate you. They don't even give you a second chance, bro.
Yeah.
That's how
So
bad it is.
yeah. So that this QB situation will be something for us to monitor going forward. I know we still got
Yeah,
a little bit a ways away from football, but it's getting
yeah.
close, man. It's getting there.
Didn't it?
Um,
Do you ever know what happened to the Aaron Rodgers situation?
no,
I
I've
feel like
heard,
that. I feel like that went silent.
yeah, like it just died down. They're not talking about it at all. So I'm wondering if maybe he's still, just holding out.
I mean, I'm surprised, that we haven't heard that much NFL talk, and we know it's because NBA is heating up, and there's a lot of baseball right now.
I haven't heard nothing about Deshaun Watson either.
I haven't heard nothing about Deshaun Watson, so it's something that should be coming up in the next couple of months.
Yeah, I feel like once football really starts to ramp up, all
Yeah,
these will be headliners again.
I'll be ready. And then just one last thing, Chris, before we head out. What's this thing? It's in baseball where it's like they're saying these pitchers or players are cheating because they have like some type of goo or something on their
Yeah,
head.
so they're putting like there's a whole bunch of different stuff. Like I know some players use Vaseline.
Uh huh.
Some people use like tar
Uh
and
huh.
stuff like that. It's supposedly it's a better grip, so it's like a sticky substance.
Oh,
So
okay.
it makes their pitches break a little bit later than they normally would, or they get more velocity on the pitches. So I just feel like the way they're going about it in terms of middle of the game, bro, the guy's pitching lights out. Like, all right, bro, let me see your glove, let me see your hat. Like,
It's like you're up to something.
yeah, like what? Check my hat and my glove before the game starts.
Yeah.
And if you suspect, like, oh shit, he's going to his hat, or like, oh shit, he's going to his glove, like way too much. Because I've seen like some instances where the guys are super obvious about it. Like
Oh, really?
after every out, they how they like if they strike out, instead of just throwing it back to the pitcher, they throw it like around the infield first, and then they
Yeah.
give it back to the pitcher. And they the pitcher would like walk to the back to the mound. They're like watching the ball, and they go like this. They at the top of their glove. Like they got the tar on there right there, and they look like they're just adjusting it, but they
Yeah.
get it. Or like after every pitch, a pitcher will be like, "Fix their hat because it's right here."
What
So
the
I feel like
hell?
some of them are super obvious about it, and it's like, okay,
So
if you're
some don't
cheating,
give a shit about it,
yeah, it's like if you're cheating and you're that obvious about it, you deserve to get punished.
but that's considered cheating.
Yeah, because it enhances your grip. It's like a deflate gate. He's deflating the footballs for his advantage. You know what I mean?
But it's just so tough, bro. Because you literally like, look, I have this Dodgers Giants game in the background, right?
Yeah.
And you literally see every time, bro. Every other player, they're like, or they're doing their. So how do you know? And how do you? That's just. You're right. If you're gonna check me before the game starts. You're right.
And then it's like if you think like okay, like shit, or like this guy's pitching lights out and he's touching his hat every time. Okay, maybe yeah. But then it's hella funny. You seen like I want to say it was Romo from the A's, bro. They tell him to check between innings. This fool takes off his hat, gives him the glove. He starts unbuttoning his pants and shit. And they're like,
I saw that.
yeah. I'm like, yeah. See, that's how silly it is. I just feel like, I
Yeah,
mean,
that's
but
fucking
then
silly,
again,
bro.
you do have players like Garrett Cole who's kind of openly admitted to it. So you know, so I
Okay.
just feel like it, in a way, if you ain't cheating, you ain't trying, bro. You know what I mean? I
Right.
feel like that is too much. Where like you like or you put pine tar on your bat and shit. Like you know what I mean?
And what does that do, bro? See that I've never played baseball, so what is this pine tar on a bat? What is that supposed to make to the bat?
Pine tar more grip.
More grip? But
Yeah,
that's what you already got the gloves for.
yeah, exactly. But they'll fucking boom, 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 and just yeah. I mean, the pine tar is not necessarily a big thing anymore. It was in the past. I'm pretty sure. I think it's legal now.
Yeah.
But yeah, like people cork their bat and shit, so it's more hollow. And just
Uh huh.
boom. Remember Sammy Sosa got in trouble for
Yeah.
that? Yeah. So it took,
Ding.
yeah, bro. It's been going on for decades already. So I mean, Sammy Sosa's been gone for
Look,
forever.
look, bro. Like right now, I'm watching this game. Right, I'm watching the Dodgers and the Giants, and like Kelly is pitching, right,
Mm-hmm.
and all like coaches and players go and like surround him in a huddle. So what are the odds that they might be doing something right there?
that's,
You
that's
know.
probably that's probably a little. That's just a mound visit. Like okay, so he's sucking right now. The coach is gonna go talk to him, but then the team wants to go hear the message too. But yeah, I mean, I doubt it because, like you said, in that situation, the cameras are all on them. So if you're doing it right there, you're fucking stupid, bro. You deserve to get
I'm
caught.
gonna. I need to look up videos, bro, of pitchers doing what is it? Tar?
Yeah, some use like tar, some use like Vaseline. You know, there's a whole bunch of substances they
I
use.
need. I need to see these. I need to see these videos.
But my thing would be like, okay, if you're using like tar, like wouldn't that shit get on the ball?
Yeah. Wouldn't you see it?
Yeah,
Wouldn't it stain?
that's what I'm saying. How do you
Yeah,
not get caught?
that's what I'm
They
saying.
have
I
some
don't know.
balls to do that. But shit, dude. Oh man, I don't know. I feel like that's the way they're going about it is a little wrong, but hey, it's funny for us.
It's funny for us. I mean, it's funny for me because I don't really I haven't really been watching baseball, but I've been watching all this stuff about like yeah, I saw Romo and the Garrett Cole situation when he got interviewed. It's like, well, he didn't admit it or
Yeah,
deny it.
yeah, yeah. He was basically like,
So
well, if you want to check, like, go ahead and check. But yeah, I'm not saying nothing. Like, if that's what you want to do, by all
damn,
means.
that's funny, bro.
But shit, man. So I feel like that pretty much wraps up, today's episode. Cool little brief episode that we touched on, a few different sports. Um,
Definitely.
another one in the books, man. I think this is episode 13 already.
All right, we're flying, man. Season 2,
Flying
13.
is rolling. We this past episode, in episode 12, we did have a little bit more exposure than in the past week. So once again,
Nice.
man, shout out to all our viewers and our listeners, man. We appreciate you guys and keep rocking with us.
Keep rocking this, man. Let us know, man. What do you guys want to talk about? Let us know. We're here.
Yeah, I mean, like I said in the beginning of our first baseball topic was a faithful listeners request. So you guys ask, bro. We will put it in the podcast as best as we can.
That's
So,
right.
and like for the person who requested it, man, thank you guys, and keep rocking with us, man.
Let us know.
Subscribe to us, whatever you listen on. If you're on YouTube, if you're on Apple Podcast, Spotify, we're on like I want to say like almost 10 different platforms. So
Hey, the more exposure we get, bro, the better.
Yeah, I mean, this thing could take off with you guys with your support and
That's right.
sharing it and putting other people on. So
With
help
that,
us out, man.
help us out. It's all good love, man.
Yes, sir, man. So I think that, like I said, it's a wrap for today. We'll see you guys next week, man. Enjoyed another episode with you, man. As always, I'll see you next week, brother.
Likewise, Chris. Be safe, bro. Be safe. Have fun this weekend. Stay cool. I know it's been hot out there.
Oh, yeah, it's been hot, bro. I'm
Yeah.
freaking melting away and shit.
Stay cool out there,
I
bro.
need that. I need that SF weather.
Bro, be cool out
Lucky.
there.
Yes, sir, man. And go Dodgers because I got money on this game.
Oh, they're up 3-1.
Yeah. So, all right, man. I'll see you next week, brother.
Peace, bro. Be
All right.
safe.
Peace out.
Peace.